Hi there, Leo. It's Maria from the Tarot Shop here with your March reading. If you haven't been to me before, this is an opportunity for the tarot to give you a message on what may be about to come. There are two decks in front of you. The one on the left is an oracle deck called the Angels of Healing and Hope. And the tarot deck that I'm using is my old faithful, the Radiant Wise Spirit. I'll put the details in the description. I've got a couple of astrology things to actually cover with you very, very briefly to start with, because it's a stellar month. And then I'm just trying to think what else I wanted to say. That's it. Okay, so if I go through the astrology side of things first, on the 3rd, we've got a full moon in Virgo, and this is a lunar eclipse. So you can expect on the 3rd that you may be feeling something with regards to your day-to-day rhythm, your day-to-day workload, your organizational skills, your habits that will become highlighted. And that's about the fact that maybe something isn't working there for you, and as a result of that, it highlights it. That's what tends to happen around that Virgo full moon. Now, the thing I wanted to talk to you about more than anything else is Aries. Now, Aries is, we've currently got 1, 2, 3, so I'm looking at it here, 1, 2, 3 planets in there. So we've got Saturn. Aries is the energy, it's the first in line, it's the leaders. So we've got leadership going on here on a global scale. No surprise with what's going on at the moment. So you've got leadership going on, the main focus, if you like, really astrologically. And that's leadership of the self as well as leadership of the directive. There's challenges going around Saturn, which is boundaries and borders, okay? And then you've got Neptune, which is if you dream it. So this is all about dreams, wishes and dreams, that kind of hopeful roots of where you belong, all that sort of thing is in Neptune. And then Venus is what you desire and what you value. So you've got your values, you've got your dreams, and you've got your boundaries all in places. There's lots going on already. And then on the 10th, Mercury comes into Aries and joins the party. So Mercury is all about planet of communication. So you can expect that not only do you now know yourself about your boundaries, what you want and what you're attracted to, but you're actually able to communicate about it. So you'll find that on the 10th, you should be able to be more vocal and more clear about your message around what it is that you want. And then on the 20th, we've got the final Aries, where the sun enters Aries now. And it's the equinox as well on the 20th. So, of course, you've got a month where things are taking shape for a final showdown on the 20th. That's essentially what I wanted to say to you. I've also want to say that I've added a buy me a coffee page. So if you like what you hear and you want to support the page at all, then I'll put the details in the description. No expectation, but it's there if you wanted it. Okay, right. So the astrology, I've done the astrology. I'm just checking off my list. Yeah, okay. Right, Leo for March. Precious time. What a beautiful card. Time is very precious, isn't it? Okay. Right, so we'll find out what that's relating to as we go through the cards now. I'm looking at that and myself, because I lost 2 Leos. I lost my mum and my nan. They were both Leo. And time is very precious. So it made me think of them then, my little Leo ladies. My daughter's a Leo as well, so I was surrounded by above and below. I'm not a Leo, which I think was probably a challenge for all of them. And we've got the Strength, so this is the Leo card. This is about stepping into your power. Okay, well, we've got 2 here. Okay, right. Now, you begin the month, Leo, feeling stronger, okay? And there's a return of a friendship here. So somebody who makes you feel good about yourself, somebody who empowers you is coming back into your life at the beginning of the month. And that's a really positive card, because you have this tendency to go it alone. And it's almost like you don't trust other people. This is the message that's coming through. And as I always say, if it doesn't resonate, don't try and make it fit. I'm very strict about that. Check out your moon or your rising signs instead. And if you don't know what they are, you can do a natal chart online. Put your date of birth in it and it will show you. So you've basically got I don't really I'm not really feeling that I can trust other people for some reason. You feel that it's all down to you. And actually, as a result of that, you move away from something, you move into a new chapter in your life. This does feel like a turning point, and it's about the fact that you feel stronger. Somebody's come back into your life and has helped you restore trust, or has helped you realize that actually there is this element. I'm pausing because there is this element here that they've challenged your trust, okay, in some way, or they've made you realize that you have this tendency. There's a lesson here in the relationship. You are very empowered and very strong when they're around, but actually you are very much capable of doing this on your own, is the message that's coming through. And as a result of that, you don't need this relationship to be so I feel you're dependent upon them. This is what's coming through. So you're like a dependency here, and as a result of that, yeah, I'm feeling that you want to move away from that. So it's not around the fact that the relationship has ended, it's just that they've helped highlight that you're capable of doing this on your own, and that actually you don't need this other person to give you the yes and no on everything. So you can go it alone. You're capable of doing it on your own, whatever it may be. And as a result of that, emotionally, you're able to move forward. So it's almost like a mirror moment when, okay, I don't need them to make all my decisions for me. This could be a parent. It could be somebody who's really a very close friend, or a partner, or somebody who's just, they tend to do everything for you and you've gone, no, I'm not having that. Or you tend to do that for them and then you change it. So there's a shift in power here between a very significant person in your life, and then you decide to let the past lie, whatever it was, let it be, and then you move forward. And that happens I'm just trying to say fairly early on in the month, actually. Yeah, and then you move forward. Okay, so you've decided to let bygones be bygones, is what I'm hearing. Okay, and then you move into this whole period of time then where you've got the tower, and the tower really shakes things up in our lives and says, okay, this was built on very unsteady ground, and as a result of that, things need to change. And it's all very much around this, like, I want you to see that you're like a butterfly that's emerging from like a chrysalis, so that's how this feels. And this is all about you standing in your own power, because time is so precious, and you then begin to feel differently about it and realize that actually whatever it was that bound you to them, you let go of that. It's very much about a relationship, isn't it? Because you've got here, I feel that it's somebody who has had quite a lot of control over you. It could be a boss, yeah, we've got a male figure here. So it could be a boss, or a friend, a female friend who's very male dominated, and I feel that you break the ties and they've been maybe holding on to some financial. So this could be a boss, but look how it works out in the end. It works out really well. So you are becoming empowered. They never normally get into the trenches like these cards, but this month this seems important because I think time is precious. That's why they've brought it through. Yeah, time is precious, and you become empowered and you take charge of your finances at the end of this as well. All very cryptic, but I'm hoping it makes sense to you. And if it doesn't, as I said, don't try and make it fit. We don't do that, not at the tarot shop. Then you check out your moon and or your rising instead. Okay, I hope that you found that helpful, and thank you very much for your time. Oh, and you will suddenly start to see lots of things popping up on the channel, and that's because I have got a mountain of new decks to share with you. So I'm going to be doing that over the next couple of weeks because there's quite a lot to work through there. I don't even want to count how many there are, but it's very exciting, and we can get and have a look and see all these new releases. Okay, other than that, I'll speak to you next month. Okay, bye-bye.